In this video, we are going to simplify a complex fraction. So it says conjugates are needed to simplify the imaginary numbers. And to be simplified, a fraction cannot have an imaginary unit, the letter I, in the denominator, the bottom of the fraction. So in this problem right here, it says write the quotient in standard form. I'm going to rewrite the problem because I need to do a little bit to this. When we go about simplifying fractions, we want to divide top and bottom by a common factor to simplify things out as much as possible. I have to kind of take that idea and twist it just a little bit. Because I can't have an I on the bottom, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the conjugate of the bottom. And when I say the conjugate of the bottom, the sign in front of the complex term, the sign in front of the imaginary portion, is the thing that changes. This is still -1. That stays the exact same. It has to. What I've done is I've multiplied top and bottom by the same thing. I have effectively multiplied that original fraction by 1, which does not change the value. I need to remember that these are kind of in parentheses so that I'm foiling. On the top, first times first, 3 times -1 is -3. Outside times outside, 3 times 2i is 6i. Inside times inside, 11i times -1 is -11i. And at the end, 11i times 2i is plus 22i squared. And now on the bottom, -1 times -1 is +1. -1 times positive 2i on the outside is going to give me a -2i. -2i times -1 on the inside gives me positive 2i. And then -2i times positive 2i is -4i squared. This is the entire reason that we multiplied top and bottom by the conjugate of the bottom, specifically of the bottom. I'm not going to multiply by the conjugate of the top. That doesn't really get me anywhere. On the top, I have a little simplifying to do. 6i minus 11i is minus 5i plus 22 times -1. But on the bottom, I'm going to have 1 plus 0i. I'll write that just for demonstration purposes. Minus 4 times -1. Again, I squared being -1 is going to be very important because now I have -3 minus 5i minus 22 on the top from the 22 times -1. And on the bottom, I have 1 plus 4. So to be in standard form, the top part, I need to have a real and then the imaginary. So -3 minus 22 is going to be -25 minus 5i. On the bottom, 1 plus 4 is 5. This is standard form, but it's not simplified all the way because these coefficients can be divided by 5. -25 divided by 5 is -5. -5i divided by 5 is -i. My final answer is just -5 minus I. So while these numbers are called complex numbers because they are kind of difficult to work with, I think complex is a decent name for it, you're not always going to get terrible answers. The work was kind of muddy, but this answer looks much, much nicer than what the question actually started as. Have a great day, everybody.